Alright, welcome to another episode. Today, didn't want to get anything too crazy, so I decided to come out to this spot. Came across this on Google Earth because I was curious like what was down this trail, so just checked it out on Google Earth, and when I got to the end of it, I saw something that was kind of weird to me. So I was like, now I have to check it out. So it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago that I came out here for the first time. Probably come out here once or twice a year just because it's kind of a cool spot. Haven't been out here since the rains that we had earlier this year. I'm not sure how bad this trail is going to be because it goes up back into that canyon and you're driving in the wash the whole time. It's always been pretty mellow. There's some like spots where you got to drive slow because it's pretty rocky. You're driving over like lava rock fields. As you can see, all the black lava rock up there. And then at the very end of the trail to the top of the hill, you're driving basically up nothing but lava rock, so it's pretty rough. But it takes about an hour to get down this trail, I think, maybe like 45 minutes. Not a whole lot to see on the way, but it is a nice quiet little drive. There's, from my past experience, never really been anybody I've seen up here. Definitely, obviously, tire tracks, but we'll see. There is a possibility to see some wildlife on this trail for sure, so as the birds fly across right now. But we'll see you at the end, and if I find anything cool or out of the ordinary in between here and the end, I'll try to film it. All right, so far, just got started into the actual wash part of the trail. Nothing looks different than the last time I was here, so I'm guessing it didn't get any of the crazy rain and flooding over here. Yeah, everything looks pretty much the same. This is one of those rocky sections I was talking about, and also I apologize for the noise in the background. It sounds like somebody sorting through some t-shirts on a clothing rack outside Kohl's or something like that. That's because that's exactly what it is hangers on my rack back there. For those of you that don't know, I actually live in my truck, so that's why I have my clothes hanging up back there. I gotta come up with the system and get those hangers to stay in place though, because when you go off-road, especially when you're driving fast, they like to bounce around and slide around and fall off the rack. I gotta get a way to secure them that's convenient and not like completely tying them together. But yeah, we keep chugging along. This part of the trail is always cool. I don't know why I get such a kick out of this. It curves around. You got this big old rock sticking out right here. Literally reach out and touch it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. Literally right after I finished filming that last clip, jinxed myself because I said I'd never see anybody on this trail and never have. As soon as I stopped filming that, a Segway side-by-side came around the corner. First time I've ever seen anybody on this trail. I mean, obviously I've seen tracks on the trail, but never seen anybody on it. I hope there's nobody else up here. Okay, so I stopped for a second because I want to show you these interesting rock features in the canyon here. As you can see, I don't know how bad the glare is, but all these mountains have black lava rock. And then underneath the black lava rock, at least in this section, is kind of cool. I'm not a geologist by any means. I don't know anything about any kind of rocks. But the underneath of these is, or this section at least, I would imagine the rest of the hills look like this underneath the lava rock, but these very interesting rock formations with like natural cave type structures. These aren't like big caves like that you could get inside of. They're just tiny, but nonetheless still kind of cool. it's weird, like it kind of looks like water flow may have carved it out, but also it looks like it could have been like air pockets in the material itself underneath that, you know, when it was going through its changes in liquid state. But still kind of cool. All right, walk back over to the truck and keep on trucking. You know, one thing that never fails anytime I'm out in the desert, can always count on finding a piece of a Mylar balloon. You know, those are like the shiny foil type balloons that blow up, and well, obviously when people lose them in the air and they float away, at some point they pop and pieces of them just end up scattered everywhere. And I always seem to find them no matter where I go, every single time. All right, well, we're almost to the end. Just gonna be around the corner and up the hill there. So by the time we get up there, probably be another 5 minutes. So 20, 30, so about 40 minutes total up the trail. Definitely do notice that this front suspension is so much nicer and handles so much better than my last couple of trucks. So I'm able to go a little bit faster over some of this bumpy stuff. The back on this truck, I haven't done anything to it yet, but eventually we'll do some stuff to it to make it ride a little bit better as well. But like I was saying, we're almost to the end, so see you at the top. All right, well, we made it to the top, and you're probably wondering, like, what is that thing? I was wondering the same thing when I saw it on Google Earth. I'm like, that's a big weird rectangular thing on top of the mountain. What is it? So I drove up here to figure it out. And I'll explain it to you right now, and then I'll walk back down the hill and I'll show it to you closer up. When it rains, it collects on top of there. That's metal sheeting. It's kind of at an angle, and it runs down to the end and then goes down these hoses here and then down into those tanks, and it fills those tanks full of water. And those tanks have a feed to a little water trough that just stays consistently full of water year round for the bighorn sheep that are up here in these mountains. It was built and put together by, I'm about to butcher the name of this, but I'll show you the plaque because they have a plaque down there. But I'm going to say it's the Fraternal Brotherhood for the Order and Protection of Bighorn Sheep or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. I do know where there's another one of these not too far from here. However, that one, you don't drive to it. You drive and then you hike probably 2 miles. And coincidentally, it's just up and over the mountain from the mine I was at last week from last episode. I will make a video when I go to that one as well, to show you guys that one. But yeah, so I'm gonna walk back down the hill and then continue to show everything close up. All right, so here we are close up. So you can see it's just corrugated metal, basically like the top of a carport. It's painted to be kind of camouflage so it doesn't stand out and be reflective. But yeah, so the water would run down to the end here, go down in that trough. There's actually a little bit of standing water in there right now. Feed into the hoses here. And at the end of the hoses, you can see these tanks down here. Give me a minute, it's going to take me a little bit to traverse across this field of lava rock. But anyways, yeah, it fills up those tanks. And then those tanks, almost there, almost there. Sorry for the shaky camera. But yeah, so it fills up these tanks here. And then the water then fills up this trough here, which this is the most full I've ever seen this trough. Which, that's a good thing. It means we got a lot of rainfall. This post over here is supposed to, when they first built this, I'm sure they put trail cams up here regularly. Oh, my bad. But you put a trail cam on there, it films the bighorn sheep. I'm sure they use it to track sheep and see what other animals up here use this. And actually, I have my own trail cams. And I set one on that rock one time. I left it up here for, I think, a week or two. And the only thing I caught on it was two guys, actually. They came up and were just like doing what I'm doing, walking, looking at everything. So nothing crazy. I have seen bighorn sheep up here. As I'm driving up the hill, they've been like scurrying off through the hill over here. Probably 2 out of the like 6 or 7 times I've been up here. But, so here's the plaque. Fraternity of the Desert Bighorn. Okay, so I gave it a lot of extra words it didn't really have. It's got a lot of bird shit on it right now, but it's pretty cool. And the view up here is pretty nice. The first time I came up here, none of that solar field stuff was there, just the power plant, and then the solar fields that are over there. That's Boulder City way off in that way. Searchlight is that way. But yeah. So that's all I wanted to show you guys for today. Like I said, nothing crazy. This wasn't going to be a super long episode. But yeah. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up. Talk trash to me, whatever you want to say, I don't care. No such thing as bad publicity, baby. See you next time.